People say mountains are silent. That's a lie. Mountains listen. I learned that lesson the night Mount Greylock whispered my name and changed my life forever. I never planned to hike that mountain alone. I wasn't reckless or chasing some thrill. I was just running away from the noise of the city, from my divorce, from the kind of silence that exists even when people are talking, the kind that makes you feel invisible. Mount Greylock stood at the edge of town, like an ancient scar on the earth. Locals avoided it after sunset. They joked about strange echoes and missing hikers, but their laughter always came a second too late, as if they were forcing themselves to believe the joke. At the gas station before the trailhead, an old man with shaking hands watched me load my backpack. "Don't stay after dark," he said. I smiled politely. "I'll be fine." He leaned closer. I smelled tobacco and fear. "It doesn't call everyone," he whispered, "but when it says your name, you don't come back the same." I laughed then. I wish I hadn't. The trail was beautiful at first. Pine trees stretched upward like cathedral pillars, sunlight filtering through their branches in soft gold beams. The air felt heavier the higher I climbed, thick with the smell of damp earth and stone. By late afternoon, clouds rolled in fast. Too fast. My phone lost signal. Then the GPS froze. I should have turned back. Instead, I kept climbing. At exactly 6:17 p.m., I heard it. A whisper. Soft. Familiar. "Daniel." I stopped walking. My heart began to race. Wind moved through the trees, but the sound hadn't come from the forest. It came from the mountain itself, deep, low, vibrating through the ground beneath my boots. "Daniel." My name. I spun around. No one was there. I laughed nervously, telling myself it was exhaustion, altitude sickness, the mind playing tricks. That's when I noticed the trail behind me was gone. Where there had been a dirt path just moments earlier, there was now only solid rock, smooth, unbroken, as if the mountain had never allowed a trail to exist at all. Panic crept up my spine. I turned forward and froze. The mountain slope ahead had changed too. It wasn't steep anymore. It curved inward like a massive rib cage, funneling me deeper. Then the whisper came again, louder. "Daniel, come higher." Night fell unnaturally fast. One moment the sky was gray, the next pitch black. No stars, no moon, just a suffocating darkness that swallowed my headlamp's beam after a few feet. I walked because standing still felt worse. With every step, the ground beneath me felt warmer, almost alive. That's when I noticed the rocks. They were stacked in strange patterns, spirals, symbols, shapes that hurt to look at for too long. Some of them looked new. Others were ancient, eroded by time. Carved into one stone was a name. Michael. Below it, Sarah. Below that, James. Dozens more followed. Some names were scratched deeply, others barely visible, as if the mountain itself was erasing them. My stomach dropped. These weren't memorials. They were records. The whisper returned, closer now, right behind my ear. "You hear us now." I ran. I don't know how long I ran. Time didn't behave normally on that mountain. My watch spun wildly, hands twitching back and forth. My breathing echoed wrong. Too many echoes, as if something was breathing with me. Then I reached a clearing. At the center stood a massive stone arch embedded into the mountain face. It didn't look carved. It looked grown, like bone fused with rock. Behind the arch was darkness deeper than night. From inside it came voices. Hundreds of them, all whispering names. Some were crying, some were laughing, some were begging, and some sounded peaceful. A shape moved inside the arch. A silhouette stepped forward, lit faintly by my trembling headlamp. It was a man. No, many men. Their faces overlapped, shifting like reflections on water. Eyes too deep, mouths opening and closing out of sync. "We climb," they said together. "We listen. We stay." I screamed and backed away, but the ground behind me sloped upward now, blocking my escape. You were chosen, the thing said. You heard the call. I don't want this, I cried. The mountain vibrated beneath my feet. You already answered. Pain exploded in my head as memories that weren't mine flooded my mind. People climbing, falling, freezing, starving. But none of them died. They were absorbed, their voices woven into the mountain's breath, their bodies becoming stone, their names becoming whispers. I felt my legs sinking into the ground. The rocks softened, gripping my boots like wet cement. I screamed for help, but the sound never left my mouth. The mountain swallowed it. Daniel, it whispered lovingly. Stay. Something inside me snapped. I pulled a flare from my pack and struck it. Blinding red light flooded the clearing. The mountain screamed, not in sound, but in pressure. A force slammed into me, throwing me backward. The arch cracked. The ground hardened. I ran. I don't remember the descent. I don't remember the cold or the pain or the darkness. I woke up at sunrise at the trailhead parking lot. My clothes were torn. My boots were cracked with stone fused into the soles. Rescue teams asked questions. Rangers searched the mountain. They found nothing. No arch. No carvings. Just one new name scratched into a rock near the summit. Daniel. I moved away after that. I don't hike anymore. But sometimes late at night, when everything is quiet, I hear it. A deep, slow breath beneath the earth. And a whisper. Not calling me back, just reminding me that the mountain remembers my name.